All right, gang, let's dive right into it. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday by Brilliant Directories. If you're joining us here today, it means that you're looking to grow your online community, and that's what all these webinar sessions are about. If this is your first time joining us today, welcome. I am Jason there on the left, and we're lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist here at Brilliant Directories. Dave, thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Absolutely. Glad to be here for the second webinar of 2020. Our team's been hard at work, and we'll be showing off some of those updates here.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you joining us for the first time, we do webinars every 2 weeks. Sometimes we'll do back-to-back webinars week after week. And if you happen to miss a webinar or have questions after the webinar, feel free to join our Facebook group. It's a great way to continue the conversation there, ask questions, start discussions. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and just click on the blue join button and you could start participating in that group. I'm pretty active in there myself, and I know that there are some noteworthy attendees here in the webinar that are also very active there as well. So you can join us there in between webinars. So usually in the webinars, we have some lab updates and a tip of the week. As David mentioned, the team has been hard at work ever since actually the beginning of December of 2019 going into 2020 and even throughout this entire month. We've been working on a lot of updates for security, stability, better UI and design for your members and yourself. So we wanted to just take some time in this webinar to specifically cover some of the updates because there's no doubt that you've been seeing some small changes around the admin area and also on the front end of your site, potentially in the member dashboard area. So we just wanted to talk about some of the things that we've been doing and what you can expect moving forward as well. So David, let's actually talk about the member dashboard when members log into their dashboard. Some of the UI, they're all very subtle changes. I even forget what it used to look like, but there have been some subtle changes, mainly to improve the mobile experience for members, right, Dave?
That's right. The member dashboard area was an area that, while still functional aesthetically, it was starting to lag behind a little bit. And so recently we went ahead and kind of streamlined everything back here. It still feels very familiar, but it feels a little bit more polished.
So this is a sample site that we have here. And first, let's talk about the member sidebar area. Now, if you've customized your sidebar widget, I know some people have, it will remain the same. But if you haven't, you will be getting these updates to your site. Most notably is, a lot of times when you provide your members with lots of post-publishing features like the ability to publish articles and events, the sidebar can become pretty long. So what we've done is we've kind of compartmentalized some of the items here in the sidebar. So just to give you a quick overview, basically all the member management stuff or profile management stuff will be in this top area here. This could be like managing leads, their reviews, chat messages, and then obviously managing their general listing here. Another thing to note is for those of you that have the member profile analytics add-on, this link used to be buried in the manage listing toggle here, but now it's its own tab, which draws more attention to it. And really this tool here is to show your members that they're getting some traction and some engagement from their profile on your site. So whether they're free or paying members, if someone might want to cancel, this is a great retention tool to show them that there is value in their profile and their listing on your site. Just as a show of hands out there, who actually uses the profile analytics, the statistics add-on with their site? If you want to use the raise your hand tool. Jeff's raising hand. About 25% of the users here use this. And if you haven't, you can check out the BD site and learn more about it. The second one is, let's actually go down. Now, everything members can publish that's not related to their actual listing or profile, that's going to be in this section over here. So all these items here are for their post-publishing, and you used to have to toggle, there was a toggle here similar to this, to see how many posts were in each, we'll call it folder or channel here. Now the member can actually very easily see how many posts they have of each kind, including 0. And I actually like this very much because if you've given the member the privilege to publish content and they see 0 there, it's going to motivate them to want to turn that 0 into a number and to publish content. And then the favorites also, when you have when the members can bookmark their favorites, this was also buried in all the different content that you can publish. Now it's in its own section. So a lot more streamlined here. And I'm actually going to do a toggle on mobile here. And what I like about it is also the sidebar that toggles on mobile. It used to come out about half here. Now it comes out a bit more. So on mobile, you get a much better experience here with the sidebar. It's much easier to control and manage the content and actually get to places because there's less of these toggles here. There used to be one for each of these.
I think the biggest takeaway with this aspect of the dashboard update is that even though you still have almost the same amount of information as you had before, it's all organized in a way that makes it much more understandable. You can quickly glance at the sidebar, see if you have any new reviews or leads that need to be managed. You can easily get to your favorites if you're just a general user. And like you mentioned, it draws attention to the types of posts that you haven't published anything for. So if the member is given the ability to publish, in this example, articles, and they don't have any member articles published, this says, hey, you don't have any published, maybe you want to try submitting one to be published.
Absolutely. I think it's just a more direct approach for the users. So with that, we've also simplified the layout of when you're looking at a specific item. If you guys remember, there used to be a cluster of buttons here on the right when you're editing, when you're looking at your posts. Now we've put it in a nice, convenient actions drop-down. Saves a lot of space, and it actually looks great on mobile as well. So actually, when we look at this on mobile, it's actually really nice. You can add a new post right here. You can edit the post you're looking at. And what I also like, David, is now there's this go back button. So you can go back to kind of where you were at. And actually, we are here in the digital products post type. For those of you that were using the digital products post type, the sales history for the revenue and the sales you've had for your digital products is now in a tab here. It used to be a separate link in the sidebar, but really there's no need for that. It's a convenient tab over here. So if you happen to have any sales history, you could be sure to catch it here. And then obviously you can export your results as normal. Okay, and then I think the last thing to cover here on the member dashboard updates, there's a smarter design for member photo uploads. So, and this comes from the Facebook group, a lot of suggestions there. There were cases where people reported that their members were confused about uploading a photo, because when you upload a profile photo, you have to confirm, and people got confused with this green button here to go to the next step. So they were adding a photo, but they didn't click the confirm button. They were just going to the next step, so it kind of didn't upload the profile photo. Well, now that's all been changed. Now, anytime you want to upload one of these, profile photo or logo or cover photo, you get a nice pop-up here, and then they can click to choose the image that they want. So I'll just choose an image here. And then right here, they can confirm their upload. So everything happens in this modal pop-up. Works really nice. And also, again, Dave, this works really nice on mobile, which was one of the other reasons we wanted to move forward with this type of update.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with the majority of these dashboard updates, as well as some of the previous updates that we showed off in the admin area, is that BD as a platform itself has always had a lot of features, and we're constantly adding new features. But it's difficult to utilize those features if they're not easy to find or if you simply don't know that they exist. So recently, I think people have started to recognize that quite a few of the updates we've been pushing have just been kind of usability updates, making the entire platform easier to navigate from the admin side as well as from the members side.
And again, if you guys have more, a lot of these updates came from your suggestions in the Facebook group. So, you know, we do value them very much, and your feedback is always appreciated. So let's move out of the member dashboard updates, and let's talk about some things on the front end of the website. One thing that we've done is the reviews page, and let me show you exactly what I'm referring to here. So this is our demo site. Let's actually look at this sample member listing. So on the profile page, there's obviously a tab for the members review, and for search engine optimization, each review has its own detail page. So if you can actually click on the title of a review, prior to this update that we're talking about now, I don't know why it was, but we would only show the overall rating on this page. So all the other criteria, you can change the text here, but service, responsiveness, these weren't showing. It was just showing overall rating and then the text. So now we show, it's on your sites right now, it show all the criteria that's available to be reviewed. And then what's also nice that I like is the sidebar is a little sticky here. Again, this is something that's better for mobile. So as you're scrolling down, you can see the other reviews and they internally link on the site so you can continue clicking. Let me show you what this looks like on mobile, Dave. So if we go to mobile, now it actually starts with John Smith reviews. Before it started with the member's profile photo, but it didn't show their name. It said back to listing. It really wasn't a good mobile experience. So now it starts with a good H1 title for the site, good for search engine optimization again. And then as you scroll down, you get all the reviews, and then it says if you want to go back to the members listing. So these are some small things that are going to provide a better experience for your website visitors, as well as for SEO.
Another aspect on this page that we don't have in this example is that if the member did reply to any of these reviews, you'd of course be able to see that member's reply on this page as well.
All right, this is a small update. So a lot of us have photo gallery posts. Those could be photo albums, property listings, products, classifieds. Members can upload multiple photos to those post types. When you would go to the gallery, let me actually show you an example. When you got to the last thumbnail, it would actually get stuck. You would have to only go in the next direction. So now on everyone's sites, it's going to continue streaming continuously. So now you have infinite scroll on your photo gallery post types. So that should keep people clicking a few more times on each page. Couple options for your homepage. You can now add your events calendar to your homepage. So for those of you that have a site that utilizes events heavily, or you're an organization, maybe the events are important, you want to showcase them on your homepage, you can now go into your design settings, and let me show everyone where this is. And if you go to homepage layout, under the section order where you choose the items you want to display on your homepage, in any one of these you can actually choose the events calendar. Let me scroll down a bit more. So show event calendar right here at the bottom. So you can choose that and the event calendar will load on the homepage. More items on the homepage. If you are using the featured article slider, that's the one where you can have blog articles on your homepage and it does the slider. Let me show you that. So we're all on the same page of what we're talking about here. So that would be this slider here. We just have the same article looping, but prior to this update, the colors of this were only matching whatever your main menu colors were. There wasn't a way to customize the colors of this. The menu colors, they matched your theme for sure, but those might not be the colors you want to use for the featured article slider. So actually, let me show you how you can edit the colors of this now. It's pretty simple. There's 4 options here. So first thing is you want to make sure you have the featured blog article slider as one of the streaming section orders here. And then if we toggle that closed, and if we go to the next module, the section order options, and here we go, featured blog article slider, we now have some color options here. So we can change the background color. I'll just do something for a stark difference. We'll do some burgundy. All right, and font color we'll keep white, and then there's the hover, there's the inverse. So if we hover, again, let's just do something stark. We'll do like purple, and we'll keep it white font. And also what you can do is the articles, the titles, you can choose if you want them on the right side or the left side. So actually, let's do the left side here. And Dave, what I'll do is I'll just open this in a new tab, and we can compare the two. So here we can see we have the red background and with the hover color as well here, and it's on the left side. So you guys have control over that. And then also, let's not forget, you can also choose the background of the section itself. So for each section, section 1, 2, whatever you're using, you can actually use a custom background color. I'll just do like a light gray here or blue. This isn't going to be the prettiest thing, but it gives you an idea of what control you guys have here with this. So if we refresh this, this is a great way to kind of draw more attention to the section. Obviously, you want to use a better color combination than these random ones, but you can definitely choose something that's elegant and just kind of decorate your homepage a little nicer than just a standalone. However, I think the standalone does work well on its own as well. All right, Dave, let's see what else we have here. We have some more lab updates. This stuff is more geared towards the admin area, but it's really, really helpful for managing your site. One of my favorite things, we were actually waiting for this for a while. It got sent back and forth to QA, but it's the ability to export your form inquiries. Let me show you what that is. So you guys have contact forms. You have, let's go here to the form inquiries page. That's under emails, form inquiries. A lot of people clone the contact us form, and they might create a landing page for an application or event registration or something like that. And now what you can do is you can actually filter by the form. So we even, let's say the contact form, the standard contact form. So now these are all the people who filled out the contact form. You can click the Export Inquiries button, and what this is going to do, it's going to give you the ID number, the origin page of where it was filled out, the person's email address, and basically all the other information you gathered from that inquiry. So if you have custom fields, it could be maybe people are filling out 3 fields, maybe they're filling out 30 fields of information. You can export all that very easily now with the Export Inquiries button here. So for those of you that are using forms pretty heavily on your site, there's now an easy way to export all the data from those inquiries here. Actually, by a show of hands, who does have custom forms on their site where this would be useful for? Maybe you have a question we can answer about that. Let's see here. Becky's got her hand up. Some other people. Colette's using that as well. How you doing, Colette?
Hi, Jason. Very well, and you?
Good, good, good. Thank you. So are you using custom forms on your site?
I am, and this would be incredibly useful for me because I run a lot of giveaway competitions with questions they answer. So I'm very excited about this. Perfect.
The good thing about this, Colette, is let's say you have a form and you're going to collect some custom information from your members that you added to the form. It will put each piece of information in its own column when you do that export. So you'll get all the information that was ever filled out from those forms.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, good stuff there. All right, so years ago we had a classic version of the BD site, and one of the cool features that we had on there was the ability to set a maximum limit of the lead submissions per day from a single IP address. So first, let's explain what a lead submission is. So on your BD site, and I think we can just use our demo site as an example, visitors can contact your members. They can send a message, they could fill out the send message form, they can go to like the get matched page or some kind of landing page you created that uses the lead form, and then that lead is matched with your members. Unfortunately, not necessarily be like a robot or a bot. It could just be a person manually coming on your site and they're trying to like solicit each and every one of your members. And I'm going to show you where the setting is, but now you can limit the maximum number of times an IP can fill out the lead form. Personally, I think 5 is a good limit if you feel that your site is experiencing some levels of unwanted inquiries. But let me show you where you can adjust that setting here. So let's just start on the member dashboard. And this will be under leads and lead settings. And this is a setting for everyone. So you can just go to your main action here, and it's the second option here, maximum lead inquiries per day. So you could just put a number in there like 5 or 3. You don't want to set it too low. If someone comes to a site, they might want to contact 3 or 4 people on the site. Just something that you feel would be, borderline abusive as far as how many inquiries someone is sending. So maybe it could be 10. Once that limit is reached, there's a text label. It says you've reached the maximum allowed limit per day for sending messages. Please come back in 24 hours. or something like that. So you can control that text label, and you can kind of limit the amount of potential spam your site might receive from people who are abusing that lead form on your site. All right, good stuff there. This one is more of a quality of life. We use widgets are basically the foundation of how pages load in the BD platform. So now there's an easy way to copy the widget shortcode. I just want to show everyone where this is. And I do like this because it does eliminate the human error side of things, especially if you're going to put custom widgets into the page editors and things like that. So let me show you where you can quickly copy the widget shortcode. Here you can go to the toolbox and go to Widget Manager. And if you have custom widgets, you can certainly, now you can hover over the actions and there is a copy shortcode. And it copies it to your clipboard. And let me show you what that actually copies here. Let's open a notepad. And basically it just copies the shortcode so you can render that widget and place it where you need to. Widget equals and then the widget name. And we've actually also done this in a couple other places. The menu manager, you can copy to the clipboard. Do what that copies. So that copies menu equals menu name. So in the case you're going to render a custom menu somewhere on your site, you can copy the shortcode there. And a pretty common one that people are probably going to use here is the customized forms. So you can copy to clipboard here for forms. I know a lot of people use forms on landing pages and such. So you can just come here and copy to clipboard. And again, this is going to do form equals and then the shortcode for that form. So it's just a nice quality of life thing knowing it's there now, and it just helps eliminate the user error in manually typing these things out. Maybe we add a space or we forget something, then something's not working. So just a nice quick place to get that shortcode. All right, this one actually, Colette, we just unmuted you, but this was your suggestion, the ability to sort your featured members in a random order. So we do have the add-on to manually select and feature members on your homepage. Prior to this, it would just sort the members based on the position you set them. So let me actually show you first how you can manually choose to add a member to your homepage, and then I'll show you where the random order option is. So what's really nice is when you have this add-on, you can come into the search members page and you can choose any member you want and click on quick edit, and under the listing settings, homepage featured member order. So before it would just go by the order you chose here. So you position 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 24 and whatnot. And then you would save members in the desired position order. And we come to the design settings and we can choose to show the featured members on our homepage. So if we go to homepage layout, homepage section order. So you can see here in section 3, I have show featured members. And there really weren't too many settings for this besides choosing the title you want. But now if we go to section order options, we do have featured members here. So we have some options here. We can choose the title we want to show there, the number of results. If we want to show the profile button, this is something new also. And then here it is, display order. Ascending based on that position we were just selecting, position 1, 2, 3, or 4, descending, or in random order. So let's just save the changes here and see exactly what this does. All right, so we have the featured members here. Granted, there's not too many nice profile pictures here, but I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page. And we'll see that we'll follow this Stacy Smith around. We can see that she's jumping around. Well, she stayed the same there, but let's just keep refreshing. So we just keep refreshing the page. She's going to show up. It's basically a random order. So this is a nice way. If you have equal members, they all paid the same amount of money or whatever it is to be featured. No one basically gets priority. They'll be jumbled around in a random order here. And it's just fun to click that button there. Okay, and another enhancement here, if you have the multi-member manager add-on, so that's where a master account can create additional profiles, we call them sub-accounts. This update allows you to search for all the members that are sub-accounts of a parent account. So let me show you what I'm referring to here. All right, so in this sample site here, so we can see here that this member, John Smith, has a parent account. So this member ID 61724 is the parent, is the one who created this John Smith listing. So what we can do now is we can actually click on this, and basically what it's done here is the search. Let's take note here. If you put the # hashtag in front of an ID, it's not only going to search this member, but it's also going to search this member and all their sub-accounts. And we know who the sub-accounts are because it says that they have a parent account. So if we scroll down here, we can see that this one is the parent, 61724, and these are the sub-accounts that this member has created. So this is really nice here. I think one thing we're going to be adding is a bulk action, so you can bulk change the parent account. This is good if you might be deleting a member and you want to move the hierarchy of who's a sub-account and parent account structure. So in case you are using the multi-member manager add-on and you need to quickly see who owns all these sub-accounts or something like that, you can now certainly do so. Just search for the member ID with the #, the hashtag sign. If you search for just the member ID, it's just going to find the individual member. However, when you put the hashtag in front of it, it's going to search the member and all their sub-accounts as well. All right, let's see. We have some things that are coming soon. One is a category quick filter. This is going to be available to everyone. Let me kind of show you what we're referring to here. I have an example. Here it is. All right, so here's an example site where we've already implemented this. So many of us use the categories page where we basically show all the member categories. Now, some of us have a very simple category structure. Some of us, this site is a great example, they have hundreds of top and sub-level categories. So, this page, what you can do is you can do the quick filter and it will very quickly shorten this list based on the keywords that you're typing here. So if we search, well, I think accountant, so we can quickly find what we're looking for. We can see how it shortened this page already. So if we search for family law, you see we can quickly find what we're looking for. So for sites that have a lot of categories, I mean, it makes sense. This is just going to provide a better visitor experience. And then also what we're going to do is, for your members, when they select their subcategories, it could be a very long list as well. We're going to be putting the same similar keyword filter there. So when your members are selecting their subcategories, quick keyword filter there is going to make everyone's lives a little bit easier, and they can kind of quickly search for things that they're looking for without wasting too much time. So this is coming down the pipeline soon. This is something that I really like, a bulk action to change the post author. So this is a good example if maybe you have staff that are publishing content on your site and they're no longer with you. You're going to delete that member's account on your site. And right now what happens is it also deletes all their posts. So what you can do is it's going to prompt you and it's going to ask you if you want to move those posts to a new owner, to a new author, another member on your site, and it'll attribute ownership of those posts to that new owner. So that's going to be a bulk action that's going to be available to everyone. And then we have a couple add-ons that are coming down the line. Photo Gallery Previewer, I really like this one. I think it's going to keep visitors on your site a bit longer. I do have an example of that as well. Okay, this will be for post types that are multi-photo uploads, so like property listings, classifieds, photo albums. And what it's going to do is you can enable this or disable it if you want, but it'll be an add-on that's available. It will allow you to preview the photo gallery directly in the search results. So in this case, we're looking at properties, and it works great on mobile too. And what I really like about it is it'll load all the images of the gallery, and because the slider uses a lazy load. It's not going to use up a lot of the resources to load the page initially. Only when the user starts clicking does it actually ping to get the next image in the slider. So it's going to still be light on resources. And then what's also nice, it's not only in the search results, but on the member's profile page, it also uses the slider here. And I know some people, they don't start with the overview tab. Sometimes if it's a website and it's something about like art, like murals or artists or designers, they'll start with one of the photo album tabs. So this gives a really nice interactive experience for the visitor who's going to be coming to the site. So this add-on is just going through its final QA, and it'll be coming down the pipeline very soon.
And like the post detail page, it also loops those images there as well.
Correct. This is also an infinite loop here. So if they didn't know better, they'll just keep looping forever until they realize that it's reset itself. But that's kind of the normal thing with these sliders, these previewers here. All right, and then something I'm really, really excited about is we're going to make it a formal add-on, our automated billing emails. So right now in the admin area of your the transaction history page, you can identify past due members here. So you can see like all your payments and things, you can see who's past due, but there is no automation for when a scheduled payment is missed. Reminder emails go out saying, hey, your payment was missed. Here's a link to come to your site, update your credit card and whatnot. What's really, really cool about this is we're actually going to include several different types of automated billing emails, and you can choose if you want them to be turned on or off. The first one is going to be a payment confirmation. So right now when your members sign up, they get a welcome email. However, there's no formal receipt or payment email confirmation of the actual payment. There's an email that says welcome to our site. So you can choose to have a separate email go out, which is more of the payment confirmation that's come to the site. And again, you can choose for that to be on or off. The second one are upcoming payment reminders. So if you have members that are on monthly or yearly plans, you'll be able to choose the number of days prior to the next bill date for a reminder email to be sent saying, hey, just as a reminder, you have a payment coming up in 7 days. And it will include the name of the membership level or the plan and the amount that's going to be billed. So those are all good. And then what's really exciting, and it's really going to help with, I think, with retention and to minimize past dues invoices from stacking up, you're going to have up to 3 past due reminder emails that you can choose to go out. So let's say a payment is due on the 1st. You can have 1 past due reminder email to go out the next day saying, hey, you missed your payment yesterday. Then you can have a second one, maybe it's more serious. You can obviously edit the template saying, now you're 7 days past due, and then you can have a third one. You can choose how many days you want these to be separated by. But this is really going to, one, engage your members. I think the reminder email is going to be really nice, but also the past due emails, it's going to stay connected with people and allow your site to automatically engage with people who might not want to be past due. They want to pay, maybe their credit card was expired or something like that. So just a couple add-ons that are coming down the line. There's a few others, but these are some of the lab updates that we've been busy on the last couple months here. All right, guys, we're going to end it there. This was the second webinar of 2020. It's always a joy. Next webinar, we'll be sure to have a tip of the week. There were just so many lab updates to share. We couldn't hold ourselves back. If we didn't get to your questions, please join us in the Facebook group. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook, and we can continue the conversation there. So on behalf of myself, David, and the entire family here at Brilliant Directories, thank you for joining us. Have a great day and a brilliant week. We'll catch you in the next webinar, which is 2 weeks from today. Have a great day, guys, and take care.